Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this morning. I'm glad to be back. It was a great tuna fishing trip. Hope you enjoyed that video. It was an excellent trip. We'll talk more about it later, about tuna fishing in Louisiana. That was on my bucket list, and thanks to Billy Brown and all his friends and all the folks who went with us. It was just a great trip, and I was glad to share it with y'all, and hope you enjoyed it also. But let's get to our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. We're looking at a high today of only 88. Only 88, that's pretty warm, but the low's going to get down to 69. Hope you've enjoyed some of these cool mornings we had over the weekend and yesterday. Water temperature, here's what's cool. The water temperature dropped 3 degrees now, down to 82 degrees. It's fascinating. Everything's seasonal and just right like clockwork. This is what we expect in October, so it's been really neat to see that. River readings, fascinating again. The river readings, the Apalachicola of Bluntstown at a 0.7, and the Choctawhatchee at Caryville at a 2.4. Not a lot of movement in either one of those, and I've got I have some river stories that I'll share with you later on, and some people almost getting in trouble on the river because it's so low. So be aware of that. Tide chart brought to us by Kent, Forest Lawn, and Funeral Home and Cemetery. Today is Tuesday, October 4th. Finally getting back into some good tides. We have a low tide at 8:58 this morning, so we'll say at 9 o'clock is the low tide, and a high tide at 12 midnight. So we're looking, best time to fish today, you'll look at the time later, but, when that tide changes about 9:30 or 10-ish, I haven't looked at the game times yet, but it's going to be close to that, okay? So that's when that tidal is going to start moving out, and the speckled trout especially will start feeding then, okay? Let's look at the marine forecast. Be east-northeast, about 10 to 15, bringing some of that nice, comfortable, seasonal fall air. All right, let's take our break. We'll be right back. All right, folks, welcome back. Glad you're with us this morning. I'm glad to be back in the saddle. Has had some really good times, but let's get back to the show. I got some pictures, really some neat pictures. I'm going to start with one unique. I've been always try to pick out Gail something unique for her Christmas present. Don't y'all think these would be really nice? I know she's probably watching the show, so it won't be a surprise, but I got to find out where you can find these, but I think these are really nice. You could go to St. Joe's, the Cotillion Club, and then get back out in the bay and go scalloping. So very good. So, Gail, I hope you'll enjoy those. Okay, now, let's get back to some real pictures. That's a real picture, but now, mullet fishing. This is Corey Hastings, and the mullet in, folks. I'm getting good reports on cast netting for mullet. That's a nice mess of mullet, Corey. All right, let's see. The next one. Oh, I got to read this one. You might be a fisherman if you can remember details like the size, weight, lure color, line you used, direction the wind was blowing, that it was cloudy, that you used a sidearm cast to skip it back on that big fishy-looking branch from exactly 43 feet away of a random fish picked from 5 years ago, saved in your phone. But can't remember to take the sinkers out of your pocket before throwing your clothes in the laundry. I think if you fish, that's happened to all of us. A self-feeding fire pit. Now, I don't know if that'll work, but I thought it was a unique idea. You don't even have to get up and throw a log on the fire. Luke Bossler. Wade fishing, a nice redfish. Good job, Luke. Christian Young at the Port St. Joe Marina, folks. This was Sunday, I believe, but this is a huge red grouper. They call that a fire truck. Check that out. And big one there. Good job, Christian Young. Dana Sewell Cole sent this picture. Remember Derek Fussell? He took his Camo Dreamers out west, and the Amber, the little girl he took with him. That's Amber with her. She did get an awesome bull elk. Now, isn't that a great shot? Good job, Amber. Hope maybe you can watch this on YouTube, honey. Very good. Haley Brannon. I'm showing a lot of girls. Look at Haley Brannon. Coon hunting. Good job, Haley. Haley's an outdoor girl now. She's always doing something outdoors. Victor Haskell, he's down in the Keys now. He's not in Choctawhatchee Bay. He said, Coach, I hope to have some interesting pictures to send to you besides this. So he and his wife took off to the Keys, and I know they're having a good time down there. I know he's doing some serious fishing. Dory City, this is Bear, husband Bear, caught one of the biggest flounder. That's a 21-inch long flounder. Good job, Bear City. Bear and Dory live up there in Southport, and Bear is a good outdoorsman, does a lot of stuff, and Dory does a lot of stuff for the community. Okay, Heather Taylor, first dove shoot of the year up there in Wausau, the Taylor family. I know a lot of these folks over here, good outdoorsmen. All right, here, look at these doves. That brings back a lot of memories of us shooting those doves. And here's what's funny. This brings back a lot of memories. It's usually my brother and I will be over there cleaning them, and everybody else standing around looking just like this. Some things don't change. All right, Jason Shingler. Nice redfish, Jason. Okay, and then we got this is not local. Okay, this is out in Texas, but this is a 24-inch flounder, had an 11-inch trout in his belly. Okay, check that out. Now 98% of our pictures are local, but this one come out of Texas. I picked it up, but that shows how that was inside. 11-inch trout was inside that one. That's amazing, isn't it? Okay, and then don't forget the first time we've announced it. So the 9th annual 2016 Elizabeth Bardolph Memorial Redfish Tournament. Jeff and his wife puts this on every year, and it's going to be the first weekend of November at 6 a.m. right there in St. Andrew at Sunjammers. The registration will be the day before, Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., $35. I want to encourage you to enter. If you don't want to fish, you pay someone else's way, and just let, all that money goes to such a worthy cause of teaching young people how to swim here in our local area. Okay, I want to, this is a pier update. You don't have to read it with me, I'm just going to read it to you. This is Bill Angevine, a brand new pier update. Lots of slot reds have been caught at the city pier this week. Kings were spotty, but bit best in the mornings. Okay, Spanish were rare. Lots of yellowtails, which are small jacks, and hardtails, sometimes 10-inch long. That's big for a hardtail. Sailfish have been hooked up just about every morning. Now, if you want a thrill, go out there and hook up one of those sailfish. Okay, almost every morning. Also, a few schools of ladyfish have been seen, and also a few blues in the shallow waters. Whiting have been seen, but it's hard to get the bait past the pinfish. Okay, and then we have seen some pompano, but for the most part they're tiny. Okay, I caught 5 Sunday night, all about 5 to 6 inches long. It's almost time for everything to start hitting. Bill Angevine, thank you, Bill, for sending that report in. That's a fresh report. That's just what's going on last 4 or 5 days at the pier. So, really getting active, and it's about to bust loose down there. So that's good to hear. Okay. All right, here's a little buddy, young Gene McGuire out there. Gene is now a freshman in college. He graduated last year and loves to fish, and I always love to have a picture of Gene on here. And good job, Gene, okay? And that's going pretty well. Okay, I do have one. I want to read one email. Again, y'all are so good about keeping us informed on what's going on so we can share it. This is from our good friend Tommy Oliver. He said, hey, Coach, I was wondering if you, and this is freshwater now, I was wondering if you are hearing any complaints about the number of flathead catfish that are showing up this year. Or, as you know, there's a historical correlation between the increasing number of flatheads and the diminishing number of brim. I say this not boastfully, but statistically, we have caught 21 flathead in just a 2-mile stretch of the Chipola River this year. That is what prompted my question. We haven't seen numbers like this in years. Now, Tommy and Sherry fish on a regular basis, 2 and 3 times a week, so they know what they're talking about. This is, let's see, we haven't seen this number. Okay, while there's still quality brim here, there does seem to be a reduction in the numbers, but it's too early to say that as a fact. I know that many years back, they were doing surveys of the flathead population because there was a significant reduction in brim. Thank you for any information. God bless, Tommy Oliver. And Tommy, and I told him to check on. I'm going to check with FWC this week, but that's interesting. I replied to him. I knew we had a flathead problem, but I didn't know it stretched way back up there toward the Chipola River. The Chipola River is such a unique river as it flows into the Apalachicola. What a unique place. And the flatheads started getting up in there. I didn't think they were going to adapt to that clear water. I thought they liked all the muddy water and all out in the middle of the big river. So that's going to be interesting. And if you have any input, if you've seen anything yourself, if you've been a regular fisherman down on the river, let us know. And I'm going to check with FWC and find out what's going on with that, okay? All right, let's take a break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Always glad you're with us. First of all, I want to mention, I want to give a thanks to on this tuna fishing video. We had 2 days worth of video and gave Gail and I time to run a trip and all. And I just want to thank her for doing it, folks. I don't know if you realize how hard it is to edit unless you do it full time for a living, and then get paid to it. Gail spent about 12 hours editing this video for 2 days, and really took a lot of time. And she did such a good job. And I really appreciate it. There will not be a Panhandle Outdoors without Gail Chester behind me doing everything she can to help the show be successful. I also want to mention Jeff Peck. Jeff, right behind the camera there, he does everything. He's a cameraman, he's a director, he produces it on YouTube, he puts everything together. He's always here every morning, and it just keeps things going. So we have a team effort, and it's not a big team. And you look at all these shows, I get a kick out of watching the Outdoor Channel and all these shows. I don't watch a lot of it, but I always look at the credits at the end. And the list like this long, like 15, 18 people produce that little 30-minute show. And we got this little crew right here, but by golly, we do it with our heart, and we do the best we can. And I just want to thank Gail and Jeff for always helping us out and doing things. Okay, so I always try to, when I first started the show, I was doing a lot of tips, and then I got away from doing outdoor tips, and I was trying to get other people to do outdoor tips, and I realized I know just as much as most other people too. So little things I just think of on the spur of my, while I'm driving, or if I'm back there, I'm on tackle bench or something. And I saw this last night. This is a little float, okay? All that is a little float. But it is so important, and my tip for today is put your boat key on a float. The chance of it falling out something is rare, but the chance of a kid picking it up and dropping it overboard is not that rare if you go out scalloping or something, because y'all know what I'm talking about. So, always have your boat key on some kind of float. You can customize your float, whatever. This is some little one I picked up at some conference or something. Then I got tickled. I drove my Jeep in this morning, and I brought it in. This is my Jeep key, and it's actually on a float, okay? And it's in case, I don't plan to drive my Jeep in any water, but I do have my single Jeep key on the float. And really, I can just see it better, and I know in case I do drop it while I'm fishing or something, it'll float away. So I just, now my big set of keys are not. So that's your tip of the day, okay? Another tip, and I want to tell this story real quick. We're talking about the Chipotle River, where it flows into the big river and all. You have all those landings down there. And we're talking about the river being really low. I got a call last night from one of the viewers, and I won't call out any names now because I might get him to come on and tell the story. He was in his boat, okay? They're fishing down there close to Chipotle and the big river. And he had a buddy that had a boat, but his buddy got out of his boat and was going to wade in. Now, this time of the year when it's low like this, it is so tempting to get out and wade toward that little fishing spot. You can't get your boat in. I've done it, and I know most of y'all, you fish the river, done the same things. He said, well, Coach, he said, my buddy started wading, trying to get in there, and he got a little bit deeper, and he stepped, oh no. When he said, oh no, he had stepped into the mud bottom. Now, I don't know if you understand, the mud bottom of the big river is like quicksand. In fact, that's what my buddy was saying. He said it felt like he stepped into quicksand. And he said, I need some help. He hollered at him, I need some help. So my buddy jumped out of his boat, and he was right there on shore. It's not a big area, so he was able to walk. And he walked down to him and trying to reach out. Well, when he did, his last step got in that same, it just went from solid bottom to mud. And he got in that mud too, and both of them were in trouble. Now, they were big guys and all. They worked their way out of it. It took them a while to work their way. They had to have some teamwork, had to have some stuff in between them to hold on. But I just wanted, if you do that, you always, first of all, always fish with a buddy if you can. I know we're all guilty of going fishing by ourselves, but especially in an area like that, if you're going to get out of the boat in the river, you just don't understand that river bottom and all is good and solid in most places. But if you get up in the sloughs and all, that mud is unforgiving. You step into it, it's going to suck you down. I've been on the edges of it before. I've been petrified one time when when I knew I literally could not get out of that mud. If you've done that, you know what I'm talking about. It's like it clamps onto you. Now it's not really quicksand, but it's a nearest thing to explanation of what we call quicksand when you step out in that mud like that. So be real careful. They got out okay. It took them a while to get out. They were able to grab some bushes and reach over and pull on this and finally work their way out. Now I wish they had videoed it, but they didn't have a camera with them. They weren't in no mood to video. But again, it's always challenging. The outdoors is challenging, and always at times we don't know what to expect. And maybe that's part of the beauty of our appeal to the great outdoors is a lot of times getting the unexpected. But at the same time, we've got to be really careful out there. And again, over and over again, I say, I have a partner with you. And this guy could have been in real serious trouble if he had not had a buddy out there with him. So I always have that, swimming, we always had a buddy system. And I remember going to 4-H camp and the buddy, the lifeguard blew the whistle. He counted to 5. If you didn't have your buddy hold up a hand, then you had to get out of the lake. And boy, talking about heartbreaking as a little 8-year-old, that'd be heartbreaking to get out of there. So anyway, always have some folks with you, or have your cell phone. A cell phone wouldn't help a lot, but in a tree stand, always have your cell phone with you, okay? Let's take a quick break. We're going to come back and talk about flounder gigging. All right, welcome back. Glad you're with us on this section. We want to talk about flounder gigging. This is the time of the year people go flounder gigging. Historically, our heritage has always been really strong. The early guys and ladies, when they first went out with just a lighter knot, okay? The Indians actually did that with a lighter knot, walked and waded, and they had a spear. It's evolved on over the years, and what's been really evolved has been the lighting, and we're going to talk about lighting later. If I have time, I'll get to it now. If not, we're going to talk about lighting later on, but right now we're going to talk about the gigging part and places to go. This is my gig I brought actually in the back of my Jeep this morning, but I put the points down so nobody would say anything. I like a 5-prong. Can y'all see 5 prongs? I think we can see it okay. 5-prong point right here, stainless steel. And I made this with fiberglass. It had a pole. Chester forehand helped me put it together. And fiberglass on this end. This is a 12-foot pole. And I get tickled about all these flats fishermen poling. I think they've invented poling down at the Keys. We've been poling for flounder because you flip it over. You can pole on one end and flip it around and gig the flounder. Now when you're actually gigging a flounder, you want to make sure that you're gigging like this is a flounder right here. Okay, this is a head. You want to gig around the head area. Okay, it's more like this. It's a smaller target like that, but you want to gig right in this area here, not into the meat. And these professional guys, they can nail them. Us folks that just go several times a year like me, we do the best we can, but we do try to get right behind the ears, pin them at the ears, we always say. So flounder gigging is so much fun. You get out on, a lot of times we do it on Friday night, sometimes after a football game, and you go out there, there's great fellowship and just fun on Saturday night. Now, the key to it is the amount of time you spend out there. These folks that bring back a tub load of flounder, they usually stay out there all night. Folks like me that stay out there 2 or 3 hours don't bring in that many, but after about three hours, I've had enough of it. I'm ready to go. But it's a lot of fun, especially taking young people. And okay, this pole here, this pole goes about 12 foot. But what I'm saying, I'm going to show you some of the places to go here in the Panhandle. The actual gigging process, and also one of the things too, is hard to a lot of times get the flounder off the prong, so you have to sort of twist it, and a lot of times you have to wedge it against your ice chest or you flounder box if you have one of the flounder boxes. So I want to show you a couple of basic places that I have floundered, that I've had success with over the years. And I actually start up here, and I'm going to work my way down from North Bay. I don't think I have time to get all of them, but I actually, up here in Gainer Bayou. Okay, you can see Gainer Bayou right in this area right here. Fannin Bayou and Gainer Bayou, okay? The reason I like okay, let's go up here north, okay? Let's go to Gainer, okay? And I do a lot here because I live right here, and I just flip out here. I used to just have a boat in the front yard, just push down here, circle up here, and then all the way down here on both sides of North Bay. Both sides are good, okay? These bayous, the mouth of the bayou is good over here at Mill Bayou, which is right up in here. That's Mill Bayou. Okay, then Beatty Bayou. Then come on down the bridge, and a lot of times people put in Lynn Haven at the bridge, and you go across up here. Of course, you have up here on the Southport side. Again, the secret to good floundering is actually having the water clarity. And And that's the difference in Apalachicola Bay and Choctawhatchee Bay and all. There's areas in there where you get good water clarity, but if it's mud and all, you're wasting your time. So make sure you get a good area. So I'm gonna try to finish up on St. Andrew Bay because there's so many places to go right here in St. Andrew. But maybe tomorrow I'll go over into get over into Apalachicola Bay. West Bay, okay, this point right in here, and the wind direction too. The wind's coming out of the east. You want to get on the opposite side of the wind. Get on the bank that's the opposite side of where the wind's blowing because those ripples and all makes it hard to see. So you want a good, flat, calm area to do it in. All these little points are important, okay? Coming out of the creeks here in these bayous, you got Crooked Island, Burnt Mill Creek. Those areas there are good. The point right in here, off the point right here, it's hard on this area because you got a lot of wind coming. A lot of times you have a northwest and northeast wind. But let's quickly get on over here down into the bay. Beach Drive, okay? A lot of times you got a north wind coming. Beach Drive is excellent. Now you can go wading. In fact, I saw a picture of the night. A guy had 21 flounder. He and his wife, they're going out wading and gigging, and you can do that. You can wade, and Beach Drive is an excellent place. You can just park here, wade up and down here, and get some flounder. Especially in probably about 2 more weeks, that's going to be excellent. Let's see. Let's come on over here off Redfish Point, right here off Redfish Point. East Bay's got several spots. I won't go over it because I want to get on over into here. Keep in mind, they're all of the flounder are migrating now. All of them are going to come out. There's only one place they can come out of. So, duh, where do you want to go? You want to go in this area here, especially in late October and November, because they're just pouring out of here. So, up in this, okay, a lot of times you can put in at the state park. I've done that. Put in a state park, and just right through here and around this point here. Again, the wind and the tidal current has a lot to do with it. Also, the backside of Shell Island. Okay, they'll come up in here, they'll come through here and get on this backside of Shell Island, just work their way down and come. So the backside of Shell Island is excellent. And again, one of my favorite places of all, I'm going to run out of time, we're going to finish this up later, of course, Crooked Island Sound. Crooked Island Sound has one of the highest population of flounder, catching them and gigging them any place we have. So that's just a basic introduction to flounder gigging. All kind of places, like I said, I'm going to cover some later on in St. Joe Bay, some good places, also over in Apalachicola Bay behind St. Vincent. So anyway, get a good sharp gig, 5-prong, get a good strong pole, and we'll talk about lighting because the lighting is what's been fascinating. It's really advanced over the years where we started off with just flashlights again and then went to really big stuff. So now the lighting is amazing how it lights up. So I got to wrap it up, run out of time. Thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. Do something good always for your fellow man today. You have a great day and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.